Sesh. I am your co-host, Danielle Schneider, and I have to say I'm so excited to be back. We took a week off last week, and I have to say it was tough on me because I felt like I had no one to talk to about what was happening on Real Housewives last week. I found myself like muttering in grocery stores to myself, like, is it Munchausen syndrome? It was a tough time, but I'm back. Unfortunately, Casey, our other co-host, could not be here this week, but in her place, we have a wonderful co-host that I'm so excited to introduce. She's hilarious. She's one of my closest friends. She is the star and co-creator of a show you might all know and love called Playing House on USA.
Oh, thank you.
And she also has her own podcast called Womp It Up. She's also the writer of Jezebel's Keeping Up with the Continuity column. Please welcome to Bitch Sesh, Miss Jessica St. Clair.
Thank you so much. And I just want to be very clear. We are in Casey Wilson's house.
Yes, in the Nook.
She's not here. And I almost just raided her cupboards because I know there's a bag of those Four Seasons chocolates somewhere in here.
We'll ransack this place.
We'll find it
later.
We'll
get through it. Yeah. Now, Jessica, you are not a fan of The Real Housewives, any of them in the series.
To give us some backstory,
yes,
I'm not qualified for the position you've put me in. And I was not qualified when I was on Watch What Happens Live. I almost had a nervous breakdown because I didn't know who any of them were.
No.
But the way you and I and Casey and June, Morgan, Walsh, Rebecca,
our housewives
group, the way I got into the group is June said, we all get together and we watch this show, The Real Housewives. Yeah. And I did not want to watch this show, but I did want to get involved with you ladies.
So you used the housewives to get to us.
Yes. And when I came over, I was shocked because you guys really are like historians.
Yes.
You have watched every single episode of every single iteration of Real Housewives. You talk about them like they are family members.
They are.
Like they are trusted, close friends.
And I dare you to say anything about them that insults them.
Exactly. And so you would have thought my first meeting with you guys watching, it was Real Housewives of New York.
Yes.
And it was in the golden days of Bethany and the redhead one that looks like Ronald McDonald. Jill
Zarin, yes.
Yeah. And you
Though
would
I
have
think she would cringe at that description.
But it's apt.
It is on the nose, if
she
anything.
looks like if Reba McEntire and Ronald McDonald had a baby.
She looks like a Jewish Reba McEntire, and I say that as a Jew, so I can say that she's a Jewish Reba
Happy
McEntire.
Hanukkah.
Mazel tov,
Mazels to the Jews listening, but you would have thought I would have kept my opinions to myself, but I came in hard.
No, Jessica is not afraid to have strong opinions about things she knows nothing about. And that is the reason that I wanted you, and Casey and I both thought that you were the perfect stand-in for her. And
I'm coming at it with fresh eyes.
No, and I love that about you.
Thank you for trusting me. I'm going to say some controversial things. I'm going to say some things that don't sit right with people.
We'll get her tonight, but that's okay. We hope. That's our goal.
You're like the Donald Trump of housewives.
Exactly.
I think.
You're fired.
That is Anna Ortiz, who we will give a bigger intro to later, but she's fabulous as well. Also, real quick, I would like to talk about Teresa Giudice's release from prison on Christmas Eve, a Christmas miracle, if you will.
That's it. Now, did they let her out? Did they? Was
did
it
not
Christmas Eve? She's done with her
She was
sentence.
done, and they're calling it a Christmas miracle, but that's when she was supposed to get out.
That's when she was done. She was done.
That was her sentence.
Yeah,
yes.
And did they film her reunion with her children?
No, but there is, like, on Radar Online, there is footage. I, of course, scanned the internet for it immediately. I woke up at the break of dawn to see.
That was your Christmas present to yourself.
Morning. Merry Christmas to this Jew. Teresa Giudice sprung from jail.
And you know what? That's wonderful because she's done. And look what Martha Stewart, that doesn't mean the end for Teresa.
Except this
for
is
Teresa a new
didn't
beginning.
really have a talent beforehand.
That's true.
Cooking and cookbooks.
Yes, and her skinny. What's her brand of wine again? I forget what it is, but she's out.
I'm going to say something controversial. I wouldn't be upset if someone sent me to one of those white collar prisons because I feel like I could use some time to self-reflect. I could use some time to work on my body.
Yeah.
I could use some time to say, what's my next step?
But have you watched Orange is the New Black? It's not what we think it is.
It's not a documentary.
And also, that's not the Martha Stewart prison.
I'm talking about the one where they have
the Martha Stewart prison's a lot nicer.
It would be a lot like going to your freshman dorm.
right.
No.
I'm just saying that.
So
I will
say
thought to myself,
Teresa did come out with a beautiful blowout.
Yes,
so
she
if
did.
they might have a dry bar in there. That's
they
all I'm
probably
saying.
do. But she didn't fix that hairline, right?
No, it still is.
You can't fix that.
It melds into
it's
her
down
eyebrows.
to her eyebrows. It
It's
is
a
not
nightmare.
great.
You
Guys,
can build up a hairline, but you can't
tear
take
it down.
back. You can't
Yes, you can.
tear down
Norma
that
Jean.
hairline.
but you know
Mr.
what? They tore
Gorbachev.
down the Berlin Wall. They can
It's
tear
true.
this down.
Pardon me, but Marilyn Monroe had her hairline lifted.
She did?
Yes, she
Historian here.
Yes,
And these are
absolutely.
the
And that
facts
was
we're
in the
giving
that
you.
was in the
That
50s.
was back in the day.
Yeah.
Electrolysis.
When was that?
50s.
The 50s? They could do it then. They probably did it real scary like that.
Yeah.
Now, Casey and I always like to review products, housewife brand products, and I ordered some Kathy Wakili coffee, but it has not come in yet. So
Fingers crossed on
So,
that. A lot of things have been caught in the mail. Like I was noticing.
it's not on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. That's all I'm saying. But instead, I know you all know that Candy from Atlanta has a line of sex products called Candy Kisses, bedroom candy. And so we are going to read some Amazon reviews from Candy's bedroom candy kisses. This is the rechargeable vibrator. So we're just going to read a few.
That's great.
of
And
her
you went to
reviews.
elementary school with this
Oh,
woman. Is this correct?
I've told that I don't remember her, but I've been told I went to elementary
Got it.
school. So we're basically kindred spirits.
Yeah.
So here's some Amazon reviews of the rechargeable Candy Kisses vibrator. Okay, this gets 5 out of 5 stars, 100%.
What is rechargeable? Oh, so some of them. I'm not a big vibrator fan. Spoiler alert!
I
But
think-
sometimes you have to
Yeah, I
use a
think-
battery, and sometimes
I
this
think
one
these are just recharges itself.
You-
Maybe it's like the Prius; it just runs on its own energy.
it runs on the energy of your
Your
vagina.
orgasm. So this is from Tiffany. 5 out of 5 stars. The thing gets the job done. It's small but packs a powerful punch. Is it overpriced? Yes. I was upset with my husband when he bought it for our toy collection, but I wasn't upset anymore once I used it. The 3rd speed setting is my favorite. Ooh, 3 speeds.
Ouch.
And it holds a charge. I love not having to worry about getting new batteries like I do for other toys. I seriously haven't charged it in probably a year, and it still works
A
fine.
year?
I
That
also
sounds
love
unsafe.
the USB charger so that if I wanted to, I can take it on the go, maybe a vacation or a cruise.
This woman,
planning ahead.
this Tiffany is her name.
Yeah.
She's living a fuck yes life because she's got a toy collection. She's going on cruises.
And she brings, I can barely remember to bring my toothbrush. You think I
I
can
know.
remember my
Good
vibrator?
for her.
Here's the next one.
Let's see.
Second one.
We have a friend, by the way, whose vibrator fell out on the floor of a New York subway. I'm not going to say who it is.
I am curious.
But it
You'll be
was
telling me.
vibrating, and she was like, "Oh, my phone," and then it just spilled out amongst the floor of the New York
I
subway.
congratulate her for wearing it, bringing
Yes.
it in her
Line.
purse.
Yes. Okay. Okay. This is by Vicky. 1 out of 5 stars.
Oh, nice.
Lipstick vibrant, didn't work at all, and it was overpriced. That's the subject heading. It did not meet my expectations! Exclamation point. I had a terrible experience? Question mark. This woman's got some trouble with the punctuation. There is very little vibration in this item, so it didn't do the job that I expected it to do.
Which we all know means a screaming orgasm.
Yes. Now there are 3 settings, and it didn't give her.
So
and
she
then-
went to
yeah.
number 3 and it didn't drop the bomb.
That's
I have a
interesting.
feeling she's pretty high maintenance.
Yeah,
you
Vicky.
can you hear it.
I
in
mean, on
Vicky.
speed 3, if you can't make it happen,
That's on
like
you.
how old
That's
are
on
you?
you.
That's on
Yeah.
you,
You know what I mean?
Vicky.
Really?
Your
All
vagina
right.
be broke.
This is
Yeah.
this is
100%.
1 out of 5 stars. 1 out of 5 stars. I gave it 1 star only because I had to rate it. Whoa.
Oh.
I was expecting something powerful and was very disappointed in this product. Yes, it's cute, costs too much, and it's not worth it. I want my money back. I had a rechargeable one for 2 years. I bought it in Orlando, Florida. I must say it's the best. I guess I never should have tried to replace it. This product is so whack, I need to send it back.
Now listen, did she have to go to Orlando to purchase?
Well, we all know Orlando
the
is
same-
Disney World
Yeah,
and Vibrator Heaven.
Vibrator Central.
So there you go. Wow. Candy's products are
They're
three
not hit
settings,
yet.
three
Well,
settings, and not.
I've
not
noticed
hitting
that,
them.
but I have to say, it seems to me like a lot of the women need a lot of power.
They need a
They're
lot
all
of
complaining about the
power.
power.
I might need a powerful source. I agree. I need a USB.
You might need to plug something
Yeah,
in.
yeah, I need something that's like,
Yeah.
like nothing rechargeable, nothing battery operated. I need it to be in a wall that it has like a current.
yeah, yeah, an AC current.
Yes.
All right. So
here on the
buyer
show-
beware on those.
Yes, buyer beware at your own risk.
Yeah.
If you like a hard setting,
This is
isn't
not
for
for you.
But if you like a smooth, soft, subtle orgasm, candy-coated nights, that's what you need to get at. So here on the show, we like to do what we say, like readings, dramatic readings,
Yes.
interpretations of the classics, and we're not talking Shakespeare, we're not talking Moliere. We're talking about the Housewives. Who exactly? Who the fuck is that? We're talking about the classic Housewives, some of the best scenes ever written, if you ask me. I feel like
And we performed these on stage at the UCB Theater.
people paid.
And people paid to see it. And,
money.
you know, we were in a lot of ill-fitted clothes. We decided to be in all black. And I got to tell you, I was sometimes in a mock turtleneck.
Yeah.
I was in a...
I have a memory of myself in a two-bird top.
Yeah,
Like, it
there
wasn't
was just a lot of bad
razorback,
choices.
a
Yeah, there's a
razorback.
lot of bad choices being made. But the scenes were on point.
Now, this is a scene that people might remember. I believe it's from the second or third season of New York, between one Kelly Ben-Simon and Bethany Frankel. And I will just title it, I'm Up Here, You're Down There. And Jessica St. Clair, who, again, has a resume that is longer than I can announce here, will be playing the part of Bethany Frankel. And I, whose resume is shorter...
Listen, you shined in this part, and I was, and this
and I'll
was
be
one
Kelly
of,
Ben-Simon.
This was one of the only scenes you guys actually entrusted me to do because I had seen
this scene.
This was one of the only scenes I'd seen.
So let's dig in, shall we? And again, this is not it's an interpretation, and we are not doing voices or anything that we should imitate these people.
By the way, I'm just going to say up front, I'm very sexually attracted to Kelly Ben-Simon, and I will stay and
bring it into the scene.
She's a handsome woman.
Yeah,
she is a handsome woman.
And I want to bring this up later.
Okay.
But there's a woman who's wearing long hair, and it looks fucking fantastic on her. Now, she
we'll
was
talk
a
about
model,
that later.
and so that is, but I want to talk about what June Raphael had to say.
And I concurred that you
yes,
should.
and I want to
we'll
talk
get
about
to that
it later.
after this dramatic interpretation. And we begin. How are you? Thanks for coming and meeting me.
Thank you. I've been waiting like a half an hour.
Really? That's too bad. Listen, I want to make something perfectly clear with you so that we're on the same page. We're not friends.
Correct.
So your attitude is for kids. You want to play with me? You come up to me. I don't go down to you.
Excuse me? I don't do anything that you want me to do.
Honestly, Bethany, you know what? Honestly,
I'm waiting to hear what you invited me here to say.
I will not indulge you in this, okay? We're not the same. This is you. This is me. We don't talk.
And you're up here because why?
Because I won't put up with your antics and your bullshit. It's totally inappropriate. I know that you think it's really cute and funny, but you embarrass yourself. And I felt so badly for you because I was like, oh my God, that poor girl.
You felt badly for me? We were talking about an arthritis charity and you were like, oh, that's so cute. I felt badly for you.
We're not friends. I don't like you. I don't think you're funny. I don't think you're charming. We are not friends. We will never be friends.
Correct. We won't.
Okay, I'm just glad you understand that.
Okay, so you invited me here just to make yourself feel better because you're a model, because you're just so much more fabulous, because you've met me 10 times and you act like you've never met me before?
I'm just so disgusted by your behavior. I'm really confused by the whole conversation that you and your little friend had.
My friend? I didn't know her. She didn't know who you were.
Oh, really?
Really? She's one of the few people in the world who obviously don't know who you are.
And who are you?
I'm no one.
So therefore, it's your place in life to make fun of people who don't even know me? I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger. I don't know you.
You're not a stranger. I've met you 7 times.
End scene.
Wow.
I mean,
It's like waiting for Godot.
It's a whole new
mammoth.
level.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level.
I mean, that's the classics, and I'm proud that we got to perform it
Y'all
together.
took me right back. I felt like I was right there in the
Yes.
moment.
I miss Kelly.
I remember it well.
I miss
What
Kelly.
is Kelly up to?
She's still running through the streets of New York, jogging through traffic, I assume.
Good for her.
Yeah, looking good.
Looking good while
Looking
she
good.
does
Fabulous,
it.
except for her hair's too long. Now,
No.
Guys-
No. Does Cindy
No.
Crawford
Her
still have
tan
her
might
hair
be
long?
too
Yes.
deep, but her hair ain't too
guys, I'm going to take it down a level.
feel you on this.
Because even though Casey Wilson could not be here this week, though we are sitting in her kitchen and may never leave,
So well appointed.
We've eaten everything.
I might
Yes.
get in that hot tub.
Casey had some words. Casey has some words that she'd like to say about last week's episode. We
Okay.
didn't get to talk about last week's episode, but this is This is what we're calling Casey's Corner. Inexplicably, Casey is spelled with a C, but imagine corner is with a K.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
Okay, this is all Casey's words. I'm changing nothing. First, I would like to issue a retraction and an apology to our fans. I will admit in watching the recap from 2 weeks ago, I did indeed miss Erica Jane's choreographer saying lifelessly and rhythmically, pat the puss, pat the puss, pat the puss, while Erica Jane danced by night.
And patted her puss.
It was a grave oversight, and thanks for your understanding during this difficult time.
Right.
I'm still processing, and much like Yolanda and her new refrigerator, I'm taking it one day at a time. Hashtag reflection, hashtag taking time with family. My thoughts on last week's episode, the M word. Seeing 2 miniature horses shoved in the back of a white Escalade makes me want to commit murder.
Yeah.
Watching Lisa walk those mini horses past those swans and through the colossal mess of a house made me wonder again, where is your son Max? Seeing 2 miniature... Watching... I am attracted to Erica Jane's body. I'm into it.
Me too. I am too.
It feels very right.
Yes.
Refreshing and easy breezy cover girl.
Yes.
When she casually said eat a dick while trying on those mesh costumes,
Yes.
I was taken aback. I'm devastated by the scene of the sweet pigtailed woman teaching a one-on-one improv lesson to Portia.
Yeah, that was tough stuff.
Seems like Kyle really wanted to join in.
Yeah.
I want to see Daisy, Yolanda's health advocate, do her own opening in the credit sequence and swirl around in a dress by Kyle by Eileen too. Aileen too. Why is Yolanda living in an efficiency pre-divorce from David?
Yeah. Well, we had some thoughts about that.
I love
not an
Lisa's.
efficiency.
I love Lisa saying technology is not in her wheelhouse. She had a real LOLs over that. Casey did. This show should be called Real Housewives of Miniature Horses. Okay, wait. This is the clip of Sharknado 3 is bringing me back to life.
Yeah,
that clip made me laugh so hard. I love Kyle continuously and gingerly mentioning that Yolanda bouncing back could possibly be because of her fillings coming out. Lisa Rinna is a genius and is all about that job security life, spelled Lyfe. Seeing the woman crouch in the horse shit and heels felt just about as right as Erica Jane's body. Also, P.S. about Atlanta. I bawled for 10 minutes through the beautiful scene of Aiden and Phaedra on Aiden's first day of kindergarten. Truly bawled my eyes out. He is a special kid, and I believe they have a special relationship. I really hope Bun, yes, that's correct, Bun, stays in the boys' lives while Apollo is on the other side. See you next week. Love, Casey. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
So nice to have her here.
And important. She's with us. Casey, you're with us, and we miss you and love you. Now,
There's so much to say about that.
Let's dig into the episode. I want to give a proper introduction to our guest this week, well, you know her from her amazing work on Ugly Betty, and also now she is starring on Devious Maids. Please welcome Anna Ortiz.
Hey,
Also one of my closest friends.
Hola.
Guys, it's all in the family. And she's a housewife lover. You've been a housewife lover for
From
years.
jump.
From jump. And you and I discuss it
From
constantly over text.
Absolutely.
And every time we see each other, they are a part of our lives.
That's what
They're-
we talk about a lot of
Exactly.
times. Absolutely.
Where are you guys getting the time to log the hours? Is
Oh,
what
see, I
I want to know.
DVR it, and then I put
Nice.
those
Nights.
animals to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
Her children.
quick and
Because
my husband has to that's his problem is that if we want
That's
to
what
spend
I'm
time
asking.
together, he has to have
to have sex with you while you're watching.
Yeah.
The
Oh
Real
well,
Housewives.
that's happened. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, baby. Listen,
We make our lives
I got
work.
this much time.
She's leaning in, just like
You gotta
Cheryl.
lean
That's
in.
right. Keep
Cheryl
them all
Sandberg
happy.
says lean in, and
Keep
Anna Ortiz is
everybody-
leaning in.
I'm here for. I am every woman.
And we'll be right back. And we're back. Now let's talk about this week's episode. And we can touch on last week as well, since we didn't talk about it. Okay. Another real downer, another real snoozer. Last week perked up for me a little bit when they started to talk about Munchausen. Not because I believe she has that, but because at least it's something happening.
I know. But you know what? It had a real feeling to me of the producers saying we have to have
somebody
something
has to mix
happen.
it up.
And saying, Lisa, you have to do it. And she
Somebody
was
has
like,
to do it.
okay,
Oh, yeah. She's
will
like,
it
I
help?
wore diapers.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Yeah, she's like, I'll do anything. Because it felt that way. And then the follow-up of it, it's like Yolanda is obviously ill.
She is very ill.
The way she's going about treating it, perhaps with vitamins and getting
and living in an
her
efficiency.
tits, and her
on the
tits
Miracle
removed
Morning.
is not the way to go about it. But she's obviously an ill person.
Yeah.
No woman would go on camera without concealer unless they're not feeling well.
Not even an under eye.
No.
Just a little lip gloss.
Cleta Poe has something for her. and
It's a
she
good
knows
one,
about
by
it.
the way. The
That's a
Cleta
good.
Poe.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
it's
I
a good
swear
one.
by it. But I would also like to say at the beginning of the episode, we were in Kyle by Aileen too, which I know we have talked about on this show, and I have more to say about it, but I will wait for Casey and June for that one because news has broken about on that front. But I will wait for another time.
What news could possibly have broken?
Have they gone in the store?
My sister, who is an intrepid reporter in Boca
Went into
Raton,
the store.
has gone into the store. But that's another thing.
Okay, got
That's
it.
for another episode. But then we also spent time with Ken holding that swan, shoving it into the back of that Range Rover.
I have to say something about this whole. In fact, I'm going back then to
Please
next
do.
week's episode because when they went to
Yes.
go visit that poor little lame horse in Ohio, it was
Who is
so-
now Glue. We have all
By the way,
know for
it
a
was so
fact.
devastating to me. That showed, I think, showed their true character. They were so evil about it because they got nothing but money. They could have fixed that poor little horse.
They are garbage. Hashtag garbage.
They
people.
left that
They
poor
are.
little horse. They were like, "Oh, I love him," but oh, he's got a
Well, every
and they
time you
left
see
him to
one of
die.
those
And you know
animals-
he is Glue.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
Glue. He's definitely
And by
Glue.
the way, we didn't see hide nor hair of those horses this episode.
No.
Why? Because they probably don't exist anymore.
No, once
they
they
were
pee
shitting
on
all
that
over.
lawn.
Once they pee on that lawn has brown spots, and they
big-
say, put them to the glue factory.
I'm saying.
I will
100%.
also
It was
say
good while it
that they
lasted.
have so many animals. Okay, they have like 5 swans, 10 dogs, a pig,
Yeah.
and now
What are
2
you trying to
horses.
prove?
I just feel like
Just so she can wear that high-waisted denim, nobody's interested.
no one's interested.
Nobody's interested in that belt.
I told you guys.
You
yesterday,
shouldn't be
Claire was
belting
gonna-
your shit when you're that old. Don't belt it.
They all have fashion problems. These Beverly Hills, but I also will
Don't
say
belt it.
I want to say them with the animals is that swan wanted to bite their necks off.
Yeah.
You could feel it. He was
If that
trying
swan
to.
had teeth, they'd be dead.
And if we've learned anything from the Jurassic Park movies, is nature finds a way to fight the fuck back. And
You live your life by so many things you've learned from the Jurassic Park
know,
movies. But
I
that's
do.
right. And you said while we were watching this episode, you said if they're gonna one
In the
day
middle of
wake
the
up,
night.
somebody's gonna be dead
From
at
Swan.
those swans' hands, and it will be right.
and they will deserve it. Not that I want that to happen, but nature fights back.
it
Yeah.
will be the first recorded swan murder,
Yes,
guaranteed.
absolutely.
And it won't be a surprise.
Not
And
to
you
us,
heard
it
here
won't,
first.
but-
The most upsetting moment for me about that car ride wasn't that they had put that swan in without a carrier, but
Had him belted in.
it was not right. But then that they said something like plug that swan's butt up, and she said Lisa said that wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
So
And
now we have
I
to
missed
imagine all of that butt play that's going on between
With their
that
swan.
womanly old man and Lisa.
They're
wonder.
100 if they're a day, and they only talk about sex.
They
It's
do
the
only.
grossest.
Well, she only talks about how she'll never have sex with him.
No, she
Give
won't
me a
have
break.
sex. And but then we got to from that sex to watching Lisa Rinna get her vag waxed.
Okay.
Inappropriate. I don't need. This is how starving they are for material. We have to see her vaginal hair removed.
Although, can I say something? Her body looked amazing.
Her
She has
body
3
be
kids.
her body be banging, and that is because
What the
listen,
heck?
people are getting shit sucked out of them.
What
Every
do you
day
have
of
to
the
do?
week, you are getting people are going somewhere and they're getting it wherever you want. You don't have to go to the gym.
Can I do that?
You can. There's
Can you
somebody.
tell me how I
Yes.
can-
You don't need it, son. We all look fabulous. We're beautiful the way that we are.
No,
but
girl.
that we had to watch her get waxed, and then that her Eco was, I believe, the name of her waxer. I guess like came with an open vial of wax. It looked like it had been used
Yeah.
before. It did not
Hands.
look sanitary. I was not happy.
Now
with
all
that.
these people, I have a wax. The woman that I go to for waxing, she does all of these celebrities in
Where
their
do you
homes.
go? Do you go to
Queen
place-
Bee waxing?
Is it in the valley?
No,
Plug.
there's one
Plug away.
there's one in Brentwood, there's one in Culver City, and she does lots of celebrities. You don't if you're a celebrity, you don't take your vagina to get waxed. They come to you.
Note to celebs,
Oh,
you're not a real
geez.
celeb.
I
unless
always
you're
go to a
waxed. I go to
place. We
I
haven't
go to
made it.
I have not.
I go to
not
a
made
hole in the wall that might not be
Yeah.
legal.
Where do you go? I need a good place.
Somewhere in Burbank. I'm in the Valley.
I feel like
You
I've
got to go
been
to Queen
violated.
Bee Salon and Spa. This place
Let's
is
talk
great.
again about some of the
great.
fashions. When Lisa and Kyle went to go see Eileen at work, and she showed up in that blazer with the arms cut
I don't
out.
know.
That was the worst thing I've
Listen
ever.
to me.
I know what she's trying to do is she's on trend. That sort of Kate.
That's
Is
not
that
a
a trend?
trend.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's
she's
like Gwyneth
trying,
Paltrow at the Oscars. Yes,
No. Well, yeah, but then like Stella McCartney
That
did
was
one.
a blazer.
This is how soap stars do it. They always screw it up.
They do.
They always
can't
screw it
handle
up.
And she can't make a right fashion choice to save her life.
No, because they take it to
Also, I'm gonna
Chico's
take issue with something June said, which is that Eileen has finally gotten those highlights figured out because she hasn't. Because there are low lights that are too low and there are highlights that are too white.
That's her thing.
And those bangs are not appropriate for a woman her age.
She's the nice
short. They're too short.
They're short, but her hair is not long enough, is what you would say.
No, she's in between. She's neither here nor there.
And you have a problem?
And I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
Yeah, well, I've commented on Aileen. I can't get these.
Is it Aileen or Eileen?
Too. It's Eileen and Aileen too.
Okay,
but I kind of get
it's
them
Eileen.
mixed in.
Her name
it's
is Eileen.
Eileen.
And then Kyle has never met a shirt without shoulders that she didn't love. Her
and Donna Karen.
Oh my!
They love an
So
off the shoulder.
The third member of a scene at all times in that.
My God.
And lace. So much lace.
Oh, Kyle with the lace. But we got to see some Erica Jane. I like her. I like her fashion sense.
Jane.
It's not for me, but I think she looks terrific. I've got something to feast my eyes on. I've got
That's
somewhere
what
to
you
put
want.
them.
That's what you want. Exactly. It
And-
doesn't have to be my style, but
No, but she's fun.
Yeah.
She's making a statement. But
Yeah,
here's what I will also say. I did not care for it when they all were turning on her about her old husband.
Yes.
Because she has been with him for 17 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
You don't marry an old dude you marry someone when they're 76, hoping they'll die in 2 years if you're not in love with them.
Anna Nicole Smith.
I believe that's a love affair.
I do too. I
seems
like her.
like it.
I mean, she jokes about it. She has a sense of humor about
They
it.
have a healthy sex life.
Seems to be.
You
She
see
says he
them
does not need
together?
Viagra, but you don't
No.
need Viagra with a girl like Erica
No,
Jane.
no,
I'm
you
sorry.
don't.
Pat the puss? No, he's patting that puss all the time.
She's got moves. She's been working in this
She has
industry
been
for a
working
long
in this
time.
industry for a while. But here's my question: where is Erica Jane performing? Who is buying tickets to that show?
And can we go and see it?
I would
Because
love
how
to.
fun would that be?
I would absolutely
a night
love
out on
that.
the
Girls'
town
night.
with Erica Jane.
When I first saw her on because that episode, last week's episode was the first episode I'd ever seen of of Housewives. I thought that her line was a line of bodysuits. That was her. Does she sell those?
No, she gets them professionally made for
Her
her.
costume designer,
They're like
that
for
guy.
her body. They're
Yeah.
only Erica Jane originals,
Got
I
it.
believe.
Like
No
a
one
Bob
else.
Mackie
Yes,
type
exactly.
of situation. 'Cause
They're
that's
for
what
her.
at first I thought. Okay, people are buying these things, and that's an interesting.
No, she is
business to get in.
she's a dancer, a singer. She has disco. Like I think in Europe, she's highly celebrated. She's
Is
like
that true?
She has like some number one hits. I
Oh, for
believe.
sure. Yeah.
What are
just
the
go ahead.
hits? We
I
have to-
couldn't name a one.
You got to play some.
I have a feeling
clips.
there's like maybe I don't know that we can. I think we'd have to legally
Oh,
get
I
that.
see.
So
Okay.
I imagine it goes something like pat the puss,
Pat the puss, pat the puss.
pat the puss,
Yeah.
pat the puss.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds in German.
Yeah.
with,
No,
with the
absolutely.
techno beat under.
Drop the kitty.
Drop the kitty. I
Pat
think
the
that was.
puss.
I think there's a lot of repetition of lyrics. I would assume a lot
Yeah.
of heavy bass.
Yeah.
a lot of dance.
It's like when you go abroad in college and then you're in a club and something sounds like English but it isn't.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then but they're all singing along to it and you're like, what is this song? We never got this in America.
no, they're
right,
sort
but
of
it's in English.
They're both ahead of the times and behind the times.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
In that they haven't
explains
yet
it
seen the
perfectly.
final season of Friends.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're
Exactly.
like waiting to see if Ross,
But yeah,
Ross
but-
and Rachel got together.
But at the same time, their music is more evolved or devolved than
Yeah.
ours. Also, I love that Erica Jane refers to herself in the third person. I respect that.
I love listen, she is telling the truth. She's the realist, as fake as her body
Not
is.
a part on her body is real,
No,
but she's
the
internally
realest
is
woman
the
there.
most real.
And I love her how loyal she is to Yolanda. I'm sick with
she
how
knows where her bread is buttered because David Foster's a big music producer.
Oh, you're absolutely
Give me a
right.
break.
Wasn't thinking.
if Yolanda was married,
I'm gonna
to-
do a 180
to-
on her. Fuck Erica Jane.
Wow, you really turned quick.
Just
But
saying.
you're absolutely right.
If Yolanda was married to Harry Hamlin, I don't know if that.
What's your problem with Harry Hamlin?
I love Harry Hamlin. Fucking Poseidon or whatever he was. Sorry.
You can say any of that. You
I
can.
can.
Was Harry Hamlin a soap? What was his story?
He was on LA Law. He was like a big star.
He
in the
was
80s.
in this like movie that I saw as a kid.
Clash of the
Adventure?
Titans.
Not
Clash of the Titans.
Thank you.
Clash of the
Major. He
Titans.
rode the Pegasus.
Yes. I will say though
He was
that
beautiful.
Erica did stick up for her, especially when people were sort of like talking about the Munchausen, and which came up again and again. I don't think that Yolanda has Munchausen.
Let's
at
just
all,
see
but
how
he's-
close they are now that Yolanda and David Foster are divorced. If
Let's
she's
see.
still super
Let's
close
see.
with Yolanda,
then we'll know.
talk.
Oh, that's interesting.
I also thought
That's
it
some
was
real talk from
inappropriate.
Antoine Ortiz we just got.
I also thought it was inappropriate how when Lisa says like, "Oh God, hopefully my husband will die, so I don't have to fuck him I don't have to have sex with him anymore." Everyone's like, "Oh, Lisa, you're so charming." And then when Erica Jane says that, everyone gives a look like that money grubber because they're
That's
jealous.
so
They're
true.
jealous. They're
Hateration.
Yeah. Is that a real phrase or did you just make that up?
That's a real
Hateration?
Hateration.
Yes.
That's a wonderful
Girl,
song.
Mary J. Blige, we love you.
Oh, shit. Hateration. That's good.
Haterade.
Haterade? Where have I been? Haterade? Where have
Oh my
I
God,
been?
this is like being with my daughter. This is awesome. I get to be the like, original.
Where have I been all of my own life?
Listening to Billy Joel
Haterade?
in your corner.
Yes, don't drink it. Hashtag don't
Or
drink
do
it.
drink it. Whatever, man.
I'd also like to talk about how Eileen brought up at the
Eileen.
the sad
trying to stay
Sofitel
relevant.
lunch.
I'll tell you, Jessica does not like Eileen.
You don't, and
From
with good
jump.
reason.
You know what? At first, okay, Eileen's made me reconsider wearing shifts.
She really
in
did.
bright colors.
You said that. You were like,
Eileen,
God, I wear shifts. Maybe
I
I
wear
shouldn't."
shifts too much.
No,
I
no.
think it's
Danielle pointed out Eileen does not wear a good bra, and if you have a good bra, shift is gorgeous.
Yeah, okay,
Perfect it's gorgeous.
let's just think about it.
Perfect for
Let's
a lady
think
in her
about it.
30s.
Let's think exactly.
brunch.
Yeah.
Let's
A brunch.
think about it,
or
'cause
a,
I think I
or a
overused
terrible
the
lunch
shift.
at the Sofitel.
Who goes to the Sofitel?
It's like
That's
a
where they
mall.
have the gift suites.
I know that exactly, but you don't go there for a brunch. You're in Beverly Hills, ladies. It's not even in Beverly Hills.
No.
Get ye to the Bel Air
to
Hotel
90210 or I'm
or
not
don't talk
interested.
to
Don't
me.
talk to me.
Get to 90210.
They're much closer to Melrose Place than they are Beverly Hills.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, they Eileen. Is it Eileen? No, it's Eileen.
Eileen is Eileen too.
At first, I thought she was and I think she's a love. She's probably a very nice woman.
Oh, she is. That's
she
her
seems
problem.
so sweet.
And so I actually think again the producers were like, Eileen, you got to stay in the game. Like you got to bring up the Munchausen.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the first time I ever heard of that syndrome was from what was the movie where people see dead people?
Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense.
really?
That was the first time.
Wait.
That horrific, scary scene
Yes.
where that little daughter. That
Yeah.
was the first time I ever heard of it. I was like,
yes.
this is
Guys,
terrible.
spoilers, please.
Spoilers.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
No, that was awful.
But still, like that, it's a serious accusation, and these women are terrible to even. They're like, why is she
These
sick? They
women-
don't understand why she is sick.
No.
She
to
has a
Jessica's
disease.
point, these women may be terrible for executing it, but I guarantee it was the producers being like, gotta mix it up,
Do
ladies.
something. Because
Gotta
they're
mix
you
it
know
up.
what the problem is they are really so disparate, these girls. They're not, I know that not every franchise they're actually friends, but these feel like random girls that have been thrown
But
together.
some of them have been thrown together for years. Though I'm positive they do not. They drop the mics at the reunion and do not talk to each other.
Exactly. Like,
again.
like New York, these were real old friendships.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Some of them,
Bethany.
not all of them. I mean,
But Bethany and Ronald McDonald were old friends.
Jewish Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. Bethany and Joe were good
They
friends.
were. But so
And
at least we
Sonia
had that. And Sonia was coming
and
from who?
Sonia
Ramona.
and Ramona have been good
The Ramona
friends.
coaster.
Exactly.
Listen, you guys
She
don't
named
want to
her
talk to me
birthday.
about New York because
Yeah, well, I wish we were in New York again because they
too.
had something to talk about.
I feel
and
like
something
nobody
to
really
live
likes
for.
the Real Housewives of New York, and that's
That's
kind
not
of one
true.
of my
I am a
favorites.
huge fan, and I know
I just-
Casey is too.
The way
But
Carol
they-
dresses.
I love Carol.
Which one's Carol?
She's the
princess.
she's the princess. She's the
Radswell.
one that
She's
was
the
married to a
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Is she a new one? She's a new one.
Yeah. She's been on like 3 years.
But yeah, this season has been tough. I was happy to see that Yolanda is back in Malibu.
Yes.
That conversation she had with her children was tough and felt weird.
I felt like that was very emotionally manipulative. I agree. I think as a mom, you got to keep it together.
That was a big like Munchausen check off for me. Like
that was interesting.
Oh, here's my will, and you know what I mean. The whole like getting people
and doing it on camera. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing. I felt very bad for those kids.
It felt
and
tough.
The mom was like losing it.
But then also in between talking about how hard modeling was, that was like a weird sort of. Like,
that was tough.
It was like that heavy conversation in this was, and also modeling's tough.
It is. Like, modeling is tough. I remember seeing this making of the Sports Illustrated issue. Do you remember on HBO they used to do that? This was in the Christy Brinkley days.
Never missed it.
And they would have to get up at 4 a.m. and they're very cold in those bikinis.
That water
it is cold.
It's tough for them.
And one of them, an elephant charged Christy Brinkley. You got to watch. Everyone's got to rewatch that documentary.
And you know what? Christy Brinkley is still
should be on
so nice, even though she was charged by an elephant.
She should be on the Real Housewives.
She would be a great
Now that would be somebody interesting.
That's someone real. That's someone good. I missed Kim again. I know I've said it every week. I miss Kim.
Where is Kim? She's stolen. Well, we find next episode.
We find out next episode is when she shoplifted from Target, which was a huge cry from help when I remember that happening. She stole like $600 worth of stuff at Target.
We've all had the thought that we want to walk out with $600 worth of Massimo
I wandered.
Sweatshirts. I'm serious. Overall. You think to yourself, I don't want to buy this, but I would like to steal
through Target wanting some of that Sonia Kushak.
Yes, you've wanted it.
And a Sonicare toothbrush.
Yes, we all have. We've been there, but we quiet those instincts.
Yeah,
and
we do.
We hold our head up high and buy it with our money.
We do, and then throw it in the trash.
And that was a cry for help. But at least it's anytime they even mention Kim, things pick up. And then also again seeing last week that clip from Sharknado 3 was a real highlight for me.
That was good because I didn't actually watch the movie, so it was nice.
That's all
to see
we wanted from it.
Yeah, exactly.
That made me rethink self-tanner because Kim was self-tanned within an inch of her life.
Self-tanner's a tricky friend.
Listen, and I've been on the other side of that.
So I've been on both sides, too.
I've been on the other side of that.
It's a slippery slope, my friends.
There was a photo shoot that Lennon and I had to do. Now, Lennon, my partner and co-star of Playing House, has skin like a porcelain baby doll.
Gorgeous.
And she would never put self-tanner on her.
Nor should she.
She has nothing to hide.
She doesn't need to. I have everything to hide.
I have
this
everything
terrible
to hide.
olive Mediterranean terror skin.
I want to just get into a bathtub of self-tanner sometimes.
Yes, and I did. And then there was a discussion behind the computer of there's nothing we can do. Like modern day technology can't alter this to make her look like a normal person. And listen to me. Once you put self-tanner on, it's not makeup. You can't wash that shit off.
It's on.
I just had to smile and look orange
they
on the cover of
exfoliate
Backstage magazine. No, they couldn't. You can't do an emergency exfoliation. We didn't have that kind of money, okay? And Lennon was just like, I told you, bitch, to lay off of it.
Oh, man.
You
just went a little, you got greedy. You got greedy.
Wait, speaking of terrible things. Speaking of terrible things, guys, we're going to wrap up this week's episode of just that episode and just say that it was a real snooze, but something exciting. We have a very exciting thing happening today. We have a special guest. Guys.
Someone who actually knows what she's talking about.
We have, if she could come here.
She smells delicious. Sure. I'd like to know what she's wearing.
Oh, of course.
We have a research associate producer at Watch What Happens Live, Mariah Smith here, and she's going to fill us in. Hi, Mariah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited.
Fabulous here.
We are so excited to have you. You know the real scoop behind Watch What Happens Live. We have a bunch of questions. I asked our listeners for questions because they're all dying to know what happens behind the scenes. But anything you just want to tell us right off the bat, like what is your job? What do you do? And give us the scoop. Everything.
I research all the guests that come on the show. So like all the housewives, all the Bravo celebrities. So that's pretty. Yeah, you know, it's like it's pretty shishi. It's a big deal. But yeah, that's basically what I do and like interact with the fans.
Ooh.
I'm just, really holding the show together.
It seems like it. Yeah. Where would we be without
me in that little room? Yeah.
So I have a few fan questions, and also one of mine. Who was the rudest guest ever on Watch What Happens Live?
Ooh. And like
the worst, like so rude to people, you guys, who's just kind of like a jerk behind the scenes.
Just any celebrity or Bravo person?
I would like Bravo person since that's what we're kind of
focusing. Celebrity too, though.
Both.
I would say here's the tea. Every Bravo celebrity who walks through there is like walking through the pearly gates of heaven.
Really?
It's like walking
Even
into
Nene?
well, she's still a drink. So that's that's her bread and butter. She came. Oh my gosh! A couple weeks ago, she came directly after she bowed at Chicago. She said,
"She's in Chicago now."
She's in Chicago. She's on Broadway. It's her second Broadway production.
Broadway show. I remember the first
More
one.
than I assume anyone at this table.
No.
Jeez, I would die to be in a Broadway show.
So
bow down, bitches.
She said, we usually the talents are at least an hour before the show. She rolled up 3 minutes before promos, and we went live 7 minutes later.
Bless
She
you,
was like,
Nene Leaks. God
I'm
bless
here,
you.
and stayed as long as she wanted. She sang happy birthday to people in the office after the show.
They're lovely.
She had drinks. She was just kikiing it up.
I love you, Nene.
But I don't know if you're familiar with Vanderpump Rules.
Oh yeah. I just started watching, but that's another.
I am fascinated by it. James and Lala were on a few weeks ago. Did you see that episode? Did you see that episode? That was
they were insane.
James and Lala.
They are from.
Yeah.
I can't stand James. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I can't stand the sight of him.
Yeah.
He makes me crazy.
I thought I had a soft spot for Lala, but I guess they just have never been on TV before in a live situation.
In a live situation. So
I know it's like
they're on it every day.
So they just didn't know how to behave
like humans.
Yeah. So, we're live. They're just cursing. The censor person is, and like our censor guy, as soon as you hear a curse word, he'll press the button for a minute. So you couldn't hear any of the show.
Andy was furious.
Pissed. And it's like, if you hear Andy on the show,
he doesn't
like,
suffer any fools.
No.
Yeah, and he's like, and he said on his show, Ask Andy, he's never having them back on the show.
Well, they've been banned.
Because it costs so much money.
Costs so much money
to
get, so it's just like how... Well, yeah, but everyone else is like
who
a
was
dream.
lovely, Sonia.
So,
who
oh
I
my
was
gosh,
on with,
oh my gosh,
is a dream.
Yeah,
and I just hitched my wagon to that star. I said, "Listen, because I loved her on the show, and she had just come out with her line of clothes.
Yeah.
She was wearing a gorgeous tuxedo pant.
Yeah,
and she was warm and fabulous.
She's wonderful,
and she knew I was in trouble. She sensed the fear."
So she helped you out.
So she took me under her wing. She said she would get me a pair of tuxedo pants, and I wish
have they come though?
Have they come?
The thing is,
no, she meant I could purchase one, and I should have.
She'll give you the link to it.
That's a nice staple. That's a nice staple to have
I will
in the
say,
arsenal.
The Bravo people, they know how to make good TV. So even on Watch What Happens, like they know what's going to be, because they know everyone else is watching and tweeting.
Yeah.
So they're essentially sub-talking, sub-answering questions, and you look on the Twitter feed and like...
They're in on it.
They're in on the trick.
their own joke.
Yeah, it's like crap.
Here are some of our listeners' questions. ABC Doll wants to know, what are some of the strangest demands you've encountered from a guest? Like when in their rider, what they need in their green room.
I said I needed a bunch of those candy vibrators.
Bedroom candy.
I needed 14 bedroom candies to get me
But they
where
only
I needed
go to 3. They only go to 3.
Oh,
You need to
I'm going to put
15.
14 of them in there and then crank them all up to 3.
Good for you.
No, go ahead.
I have seen, since we're such a small, space, as you guys know, it's very, very little.
Very small. Bigger than the Snook, but
yeah, it is slightly. I would say the craziest thing is one of our guests, who I won't say, they said absolutely no plastic water bottles anywhere near them.
Not even near them.
Yeah, just glass water bottles.
Well, that is smart, actually.
That's
that
smart.
shit's giving us cancer.
So I was like,
not to get all Yolanda on this episode, but right?
We're not taking the metal out of our teeth.
Yeah.
We're just,
No, but also bring your own water. Then.
Exactly. That's what we said. We're like, can we just put the water in a glass? Yeah. Like, can we just pull it from the tap? And,
did you point her to the water fountain in the lobby?
Exactly. It's like New York has the best water. Let's be real.
Tap water.
So,
all right. Audrey Zata wants to know, how do they convince celebrities to do the show when a housewife is the other guest? Ooh, that's some shade.
Shady. What is her name? Audrey?
Audrey Zata, or that's her Instagram or
Excuse you, Audrey.
Audrey.
I will say, we're talking about talking about these ladies now. There are tons of other celebrities who want to talk about those ladies as well and be on share a screen with them.
God. You know, they're bigger celebrities than they'll ever be, really.
This is the only time they'll get to be with them.
I'm watching for the Bravo celebrities. I'm not watching for, Meryl Streep. God bless her. I love her, but I'll see her in a movie. I don't need to watch her.
We had Ron Howard on the show, and people were like, "Where's the housewife?" I'm like, "We have Ron Howard."
No, not interested. Not interested. They're like, "Who is that?" I don't care.
They want to see Bethany. They want to see Jill Zarin. They want to see her talk about the poll. They want to see all of that.
Yeah.
They don't care about real things.
No.
This is very real.
No, I'm on your side with that. I want to see a housewife, or I want to go home. That's how I feel about it.
I feel that too.
100%. Oh, and they're very sweet. Well, Sonia was anyway, I remember, in that the fans who are in the audience are like such super fans, and they want to take pictures with and they do that, and they're like so excited to, take a picture with them. And I didn't feel like it was because they wanted to further their fame. They were really like kind of being nice to the fans.
Exactly. That's the thing. Oh my gosh. So Lisa Rinna was on the show a couple weeks ago, who you guys are talking about how amazing she
did Hot Wives on Hulu right now. But she was lovely. She was so nice.
She walked in. The first thing she did before she got into her dressing room, she's like, can you hand me this bag? Pulled a crumpled pink bag out of her purse and started passing out hair ties that she had specially made with Andy Cohen's face on them.
That's very sweet.
And she's like, I don't have any for the men. It's just for the ladies. I can't wear them. My hair's too short, but they're great. They don't leave a mark in hair. She was selling us, giving us a product. Then in the after show, she gave them to the audience. She got out of her seat at the same crumpled bag.
Love her.
And gave hair ties to the audience.
It's not like her assistant was giving it out.
She sat on that bag during the show and pulled it out
and
afterwards.
You know what? And you don't see Ron Howard doing that.
He doesn't do that.
That's why
we care about the
love Lisa
housewives.
Rinna, and we don't care about
And Lisa Rinna,
Ron Howard.
she is stunning. And we're
like,
her body.
Her body be banging. That goes.
She looks better without all that makeup, without all that hair product. Though I saw her without it all, and she is gorgeous.
But you saw her without it all.
Mm-hmm. But her eyes are amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, her lips, obviously something's happened.
Mm-hmm. But she likes
something.
Yeah.
But her eyes are beautiful. I mean, she has stunning eyes.
And I got lost in her daughter's Instagrams last night, actually.
Oh, yeah. You can go down a real wormhole if you do any of these kids.
They're beautiful girls.
Stunning. So I'm like, whatever is happening underneath all of that, what's happening now is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you just sort of scratch away a layer, can you imagine?
Yeah. And I like Lisa Rinna's style.
Yeah, she's the best style.
I'm liking her. She's making me rethink a bootcut jean, although I know it's not for me. I know it's not for me, but it's for her.
She loves
and I like to see her in it with a flowing top. She's not overdoing the accessories. She was in a great black shift when she went to
she
Eileen
looked great.
by Kyle by Eileen.
It's all
by way of Eileen.
She looked amazing, and I just want to say that's
I'm sorry I said
all
she
the time.
I'm sorry I said that she got her fat sucked out of her, because I actually do think she works out quite a bit.
Well, I think
she always is caught running. Yeah.
And we'll end on that. And I just want to say thank you so much to Mariah for showing up, and to Anna, and to my co-host Jessica, who rose to the task.
I said too many things.
No, you said them all, and I love it.
In too loud a volume.
And we will see you guys next week. If you like the podcast, I hope you do subscribe, and also please rate us on iTunes. We'll be back next week with Casey, and have a good night. Or have a good day. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.